Hey guys, record store day is right around the corner, so I thought I would give you guys a guide and my tips for record store day. We are just a few weeks away now from Record Store Day 2025. I kind of wish I'd posted this video sooner, but I literally just got this idea for this video yesterday, so hopefully it's not too last minute for you guys. All of the information I'm going to share in this video works for Record Store Day every single year, and it includes Record Store Day Black Friday. I've gotten a ton of questions and comments throughout the years of people like wanting my help and advice, so I figured I would put everything I know into one video. This is going to be in chronological order, so my first tip is to obviously check the Record Store Day list. The Record Store Day list for the April date usually releases in February. Record Store Day exclusives are releases you can only get on Record Store Day, and they are not going to be pressed ever again. Record Store Day firsts are records that are going to first be released on Record Store Day, but they are supposed to get another restock or another official release later on. I would recommend prioritizing Record Store Day exclusives, but it's up to you. The list also specifies what format the release is on. It also usually tells you how many copies are going to be available. Make a list of your picks or make a want list. Write down what pressings you're interested in. Organize it by priority. What I like to do is number the list, and number 1 is what I want the most, and then it goes down from there. So that way I know when I get to the record store, I have an idea in mind of my top 1 through 3 picks. That way, if I'm not able to find my number 1 or number 2, I have some backups. So this year, the release that I wanted the most was the Fred Again pressings, live piano versions of some of his albums, but that ended up getting canceled. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do right now because there's really nothing else on the list I want. This next tip is very, very important. You need to check if you even have any local record stores. Google Maps is really, really good at finding record stores. Even the Apple Maps app, you can search for record stores and it will pop up on your map. And that way you can find where your local record stores are if you don't know. You can also get the directions and see how long of a drive it's going to be. That's what I had to do my first year because I literally didn't know if any record stores even were around me. Not all record stores are participating in Record Store Day. You can search on the Record Store Day website. They have a list of all of the record stores that are participating in Record Store Day, and a lot of local record stores also post on their socials and on their website if they are participating, so double check that before you go. And Record Store Day is only for independent record stores, so don't line up at Walmart or Target. I would suggest requesting what pressings you want. The record store owners have to put in an order of what records that they want to get shipped to them so they can sell them. So they usually aren't guaranteed to get every single Record Store Day release. They have to order them. So if there's something very small and niche and specific that you want, you should contact your local record store and make a request for it. With most record stores, you can request online, on their social medias, through comments or DMs, or by phone. And I would even suggest maybe doing this for multiple record stores, like pick maybe the top 3 closest to you and request whatever pressing you want, because it's also not guaranteed that the record stores will get them in stock. Sometimes record stores would order 10 copies of an album and they maybe only get 3 in stock. Now, as we are getting closer to Record Store Day, it's a really good idea to check the list again. It's very common for releases to get canceled leading up to Record Store Day. Type in whatever records you are looking for and make sure they are still on the list. It happened to me with the Fred Again releases I wanted. Those got canceled, and I heard a few other things got canceled as well. I always try to get as much information as possible leading up to Record Store Day. There's a good website I like to use called Rough Trade. They usually post all of the Record Store Day releases with the price, so I can get an idea of how much I would be spending and I can budget. A lot of record stores also will post on their website or on their social medias. They will post what records they get in stock and how much it is. That just all helps you plan and budget beforehand. It's also very important to figure out what time the record store that you go to opens. Look online, look on their socials, or even call the store and ask them what time they open for Record Store Day. A lot of stores open earlier than their normal time, so make sure you're in line at the right time and you're there when it opens. You do not want to be late on Record Store Day. Another tip I have is to invite people to go with you. Some people might do this already, some people might not, but I always try to ask friends or family if they would go with me. Whether or not they're into vinyl themselves, it's always fun to do things with other people, I think. Some record stores only allow 1 to 3 copies per person, at least your first way through the line. It's always good to have an extra person with you so they can get you some of the records on your list. That's what I've done before with my dad and my sister. They went with me, I picked my top 2 picks, and then I gave my other 2 picks, number 3 and number 4, to my sister. Somebody else could also hold your spot in line if you need to go to your car or go to the bathroom or leave the line for whatever reason. It's good to have someone else with you to hold your spot. So if you can, I would highly recommend recruiting your friends or family to help you on record store day. Something I like to do is planning the night before, planning and packing, or even a few days before. So like I mentioned, I would contact the local record stores a few days before to find out what they have in stock and to find out the prices. What I like to do the night before is pack my bag, especially if I'm going to be camping out for a few hours or even overnight. I've never camped overnight, but I would suggest packing all of your stuff the night before, especially because record store day happens bright and early in the morning. A lot of people get up around like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. to go stand in line, and to save more time and to get more sleep, you can prepare the day before or the night before, pack all of your stuff early. Check the weather too. In some places, the weather can be super unpredictable, so always be sure to get weather updates and plan accordingly. And don't forget to bring things like your wallet, your phone, maybe a portable charger, snacks, food, a chair if you can. So the day of record store day, my number 1 tip is to just be ready on time and get there early. It depends on what time your store opens. It also depends on your local area. Some areas are more populated than others. If you're going to a smaller store, there may not be a lot of people in line. If you're going to a big popular store in a major city, there could be hundreds of people in line very early. And it depends on what releases are also really popular. So I can't really tell you exactly when you should line up. It kind of depends on your situation. But I always try to line up at least 1 hour before. For me, in the Chicagoland area, it's super cold in April, so I really can't do more than an hour. That's just me personally. I really hate being in the cold, so I really can't force myself to be out for more than an hour waiting in line. I've had really good luck only waiting for 1 hour in line before the store opens. But in general, I would say just line up as early as you can. The better spot you have in line, the better chance you have at getting what you want. So if it's something really popular or really special to you, wait as early as possible. But if you don't get what you're looking for, I have a few tips that could help you. You can always go to another store. You can call them or drive over to another store and try again. So don't give up after the first store. You can also check online. Resale places like eBay, Depop, Mercari, even Amazon too sometimes will usually have record store day releases, but you will most likely be paying a really high inflated price because of resellers. Especially if it's a really popular release, it's probably going to be like 10 times the retail price. So I don't really suggest paying that much unless you really want to and you have the money, then go for it. But you might want to wait a few days, maybe even a week. Sometimes the prices go down. And a lot of record stores will actually put record store day pressings online later in the evening or the following day. They might release whatever they have left online. So check your local record store's website to see if they post any of the leftover pressings. And some record stores don't actually get everything they've ordered on record store day. One of my local record stores got some record store day pressings that were pretty popular. They got them delivered the week after record store day, so they made a post saying that they have the rest of the record store day pressings in stock now, even though record store day is over. They got the records delivered late, so they had to post them later on. Those are all of my tips for record store day. I hope I was able to help you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this guide. In the comments, let me know if you found this guide useful. Let me know if you will be using any of these tips this year during record store day, and let me know if you already use these tips. Let me know what you guys do differently, or let me know if I missed anything. And don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already, because I am going to be doing a giveaway when I hit 3,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!